Hey, what up? Alright, so we got another Suzuki that's running rough with high fuel consumption, so let's dive into it. Alright, so this customer saw one of my videos on YouTube and decided to reach out to me, and basically they had the vehicle scanned by another garage and they saw a weird code that the mechanic couldn't figure out, so they brought it to me and I got this code, man. FF00FFFF, whatever, man. It's basically telling me to refer back to the manual, which I don't have, so we probably have to go and see some live data and see if we can figure out exactly what's going on with this vehicle. I'm not sure what's good, so I want to pick up my regular PIDs that I like to pull up. I like the O2 sensor, the math, airflow, take a look at certain parameters that I know every vehicle is supposed to have, right? This is using the narrowband. Okay, so right now off the bat I'm seeing that my sensor 1 is saying 1.28 volts, which is out of range, right? Because it's a narrowband, I'm supposed to see at roughly 0.9, right? When it's not working at idle, it's supposed to be at 0.45, and right now it's telling me 1.28, which is really high. So either we have a bad sensor or we have a bad ECU connection or something like that, right? You see, I'm trying to cause it to go rich and it's not even responding, right? So let's go on the hood and check it out. So I replaced the O2 sensor and I'm still seeing that 1.28 on sensor 1. It's not reacting at all. I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I just got my scope hooked onto the signal wire for that sensor. If I spray some carb clean into the intake, I'm expecting the O2 sensors to go rich, and clearly it's not, right? So you'll see they're supposed to at least react somehow, but you see only sensor 2 is reacting rich and sensor 1 is not even responding. So it's a new sensor and we still have that fault, right? So we got to do some more digging and see what's going on. All right, the customer give me the okay to just solve the problem because they're not sure exactly what's up. So let's see if we could get it done. All right, so we got an evap code. I caused this code because I had it unplugged. All right, but I got the FF00FFFF code, right? That's saying current, but it's not letting me know exactly what the code means. I tried to look it up on the internet, nothing. So what I did next is just go on live data. Okay, and I look at my O2 sensors. Okay, so when the vehicle is running, I do get a rough idle and I also smell emissions. All right, so let's press OK. And you can see on O2 sensor 1, bank 1 sensor, I got 1.28. And on the next one, which is sensor 2, I got 0.46. I will get that because I have both of them unplugged. But so we're going to do some tests on both of them and see exactly what can be the cause that I'm getting a 1.28, which is exceeding the value of a O2 sensor. I'm expecting to see at least no more than 0.9, right? But right now it's reading that is 1.28 and it's supposed to be giving me, let's say, 0.46, which is a default value. Right, so let's test sensor 2 because that's the known good one. So my multimeter intact, I'm just going to go onto the sensor signal wire and let's see exactly what we get. We get 0.47 volts. So I'm going to check the integrity of the O2 sensor 2 and 1 and see if the ECU is at fault. I did diagnose this vehicle already and I'm going to make the call on the ECU because it's a used ECU that the customer have installed. But I'm just going to do my checks, right? With my tester hooked onto the signal wire for O2 sensor 2, you see I'm able to manipulate it by just turning this variable resistor. And you see I'm able to, mess with the ECU. So that's letting me know that the harness is good from here to the ECU as well. And I know it's good because it's a good working sensor on this side and everything's good on sensor 2. On sensor 1 right now, where I'm hooked on to the signal wire just like I did on sensor 2, and I'm trying to vary it right now and I'm getting nothing at all. So that's letting me know that we have a fault coming from the ECU, right? That's causing the sensor not to read, right? I did check for power and ground and everything coming off this jack, and there also is a new sensor that was installed previously. So most likely what we have here is a corrupt processor on the ECU board that's causing this hexadecimal code to come up, right? So I got the okay from the customer to, you know, see what could be done. Most likely she's gonna have the ECU replaced because she's been having problems with this brain from the, you know, from the jump. So she doesn't trust it anymore, and she doesn't want to, you know, go through the whole hassle of having it repaired over and over and causing the vehicle to fail. So she asked if I can, you know, source one. So let's take it off, you know, let's look and do some checks on the bench and, you know, replace it. I gotta reprogram the new one when I put it back on, you know, because it had an emo code and stuff like that for the key. So let's take it to the bench and let's look at some PIDs, right? I did some checks, everything looked good, right? But it definitely looked like whatever is happening is coming from internally on the board, right? I'm doing everything I can, cause it to go lean, cause it to go rich, and that O2 sensor is not reading at all. And we have a brand new OEM O2 sensor that's on the vehicle and it still have that fault, right? Okay, so I got the new ECU installed, right? We got a clone because the immobilizer wouldn't allow me to, you know, it's not a plug and play. So with that now, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on with this vehicle. It's running much better, it sounds better, okay? I'm not getting the stuttering and the high emissions that I was getting out the tailpipe, so that let me know that everything is working like it's supposed to. So while the car is running and warm up, I'm going to show you exactly what the scan tool is supposed to be seeing, you know, with the fresh O2 sensor and a good working ECU, right? Remember I told y'all I was supposed to be seeing like 0.9 on the front O2 sensor, right? And I wasn't getting that on the last ECU. Yeah, as you can recall, I was seeing 1.28 on sensor 1 O2 sensor, and I knew that reading was incorrect. Now the O2 sensor signals oscillating between rich and lean, 0.8 to 0.2 without any dropouts. So therefore, you know, the O2 sensor and an ECU fixes vehicle, right? We had a corrupt file on the processor that was causing the rough idle and the high fuel consumption. I never saw a hexadecimal code on my scan tool before, so it was new to me, so I had to do some research before I made the call. But other than that, I did make the correct one and the customer is happy, right? So if you haven't subscribed to my channels yet, please hit that bell notification for more videos by your boy, right? The channel has steadily been improving and growing. With your support, I will continue to, you know, hit some numbers, right? So I appreciate that, right? Leave a comment down in the box, leave a thumbs up, you know, leave a thumbs down if you don't like this video, but let me know exactly why you don't like it. But I believe you like this video, you just don't know how much you like it. But other than that, until next time, y'all take it easy. Peace.
1 hour later.
Yeah, we got a bonus video showing you exactly that the O2 sensor is reading, able to scope it, use the scan tool, use a multimeter, and verifying that everything is working like it's supposed to. Alright, so right now let's move to the signal wire. Okay, right now you're gonna see the voltage is fluctuating, and then, you know, that's basically what the scan tool is looking at, back and forth, rich and lean, right? And this is the scope pattern. It's mimicking exactly what I'm seeing on the scan tool. Until next time, peace.